Day two of the 5-day challenge. My name is Haplin. If you missed me yesterday, hopefully you caught the replay. Replays are on Facebook and YouTube. And I'm going to vamp for just a second to, again, just give people a minute to get situated, get in. We are 9 o'clock Pacific on the dot. It's the crack of dawn for me. I've got my coffee. Oh, man. And we're going to get into it today. I'm going to be asking more of you guys today. Speaking of you guys, I'm overwhelmed. It was astounding to see how many of you put pen to paper or, finger pad to keyboard yesterday to introduce yourselves in this challenge. It was a lot of you. This is a really, really high quality group of people. I'm super excited to see the number of folks we have not just watching the stream, not just watching it like it's Netflix, not just listening to me yap, which is ultimately not all that powerful or valuable, but actually getting into the community, getting into making your first post, doing your homework assignments. I've seen comments coming through the university. Oh, speaking of which, I want to make sure I have a university screen share ready for a little later. Let's get that situated. Very good. And I'm curious what types of courses we checked out yesterday, what we saw in the learning tab. I'm curious if folks got on their kickoff call after yesterday. Huge kudos to you if you did. That's a big step of action. Curious to see what folks were digging up in the knowledge base, what kind of momentum was built. Obviously, today is going to be big. Today, we're getting into capture. I am going to be asking more of you guys in terms of screen share. Click these buttons alongside me. We're going to be clicking buttons together. It's my favorite thing to do. Click this button. Now click this button. I don't know why I get so excited about it, but it's the realness, right? It's not the fluff. It's not the ad with the really fancy car and the models and all the money you can make. It's like the fundamentals of actual marketing, what this industry actually looks like for the 99% of us who are just like, trying to have a normal career, supporting our families, etc. So I'm really, really excited to get deeper into this stuff. One thing I will share my screen just again, got about 2 minutes left to kill. I'll get into the hardcore content in about 2 minutes, 9:05. Again, just giving people a second to get situated. One thing that I noticed, this is such a small hair. Some of you folks in the university here were posting in general or posting in home or nowhere. If you were one of those people, I was looking through other channels. Notice how we have all these different channels. Some of them you can't even post in, some of them are just informational, but definitely the 5-day challenge is the one where most vast majority of you guys posted, and that's where we want to keep this 5-day challenge activity type of stuff siloed in, just to keep things segmented and organized. So I was doing a bit of organizing myself yesterday in the general channel. I think most of this is set up, but notice if there was like a 5-day challenge post here, which there was, over in the top right, you can click these three buttons and you can move to channel. So if you catch yourself accidentally posting something in general or in the wrong channel or in the wrong place, that's totally fine. I went through them yesterday and I reorganized them so that they are all in the 5-day challenge channel. Make sure that you are posting in there. And then if you catch yourself posting in the wrong one, if you hit post, then you're like, oh no, it's in the wrong channel. That's totally fine. You can move channels just by clicking move to channel. I can do it for anyone because I'm an admin community moderator privilege, but you can do your own. I think you should be able to move your own posts just fine, anybody in the group. So that's just a very small note. I think I went through and reorganized like 10 or so posts yesterday of just people who accidentally posted in the wrong channel. But I'm happy to keep doing that too. You guys are awesome. Shout outs to, I thought I was going to be going through and doing some but there's literally like close to 100 of you at this point. So shout out to all 100 of you. I think literally it's 87 if my counting is correct there. And speaking of and posting, and the 97 of you who are really showing up to do this thing, taking that next step, not just watching, there is a very, very, very good reason why you should be doing this on top of the internal goods. So we talk about external goods and internal goods. for reasons why you might do an activity, the thing that you get in return. Um, to explain this, I like to think about like the game of chess. People really get into chess for different reasons, right? You might get really good at chess because you're going to make a lot of money doing it. Oops, I need to go onto silent mode really fast. Make sure I don't get distracted on my little rant about chess here. Where is my here, let me just go on my phone. Sorry, folks. I need to go into focus mode on my computer. I accidentally just got a call, and I do not want to be getting calls during the 5 day challenge, and neither do you. Go on focus mode. Be like me. Um, don't make the same mistake I did and get distracted. So people get into chess, right? You might get into chess because you're really good at it, and if you win the tournament, you'll make a lot of money and you'll get a lot of fame. The magazine will want to interview you, right? That is an example of an external good is an external good. This it's coming from outside. It's this manufactured reward. But then there's this other side of called the internal goods. The internal goods. Someone might want to get good at chess because by virtue of playing chess and trying to develop chess, you develop other skills like patience and strategy and spatial awareness. And people might even argue it builds character or whatever. Like these types of things, it doesn't matter if you ever make a dollar doing it. These are the internal goods, right? Just by virtue of doing the activity itself, it's embedded and a necessary part of the actual activity. People get these internal goods. So you all have posted because you're just trying to get better at business. So the internal goods of doing your day one homework and doing all of the homework are apparent and they are there and they should be the prime motivating factor. But the reason why I brought this up is because I did not mention it yesterday, but there is an external good associated with homework. I am not going to reveal what that is just quite yet, but I am just letting you know right now that on top of all of the reasons that you already have for doing your homework, these internal goods of getting more committed to doing high level, developing your business, getting better results for your clients, those are the internal. And then also, I am going to reward you for doing your homework. I am going to incentivize you formally. You have a very good reason to lean in and do your homework if you are looking to get some extra special goodies. So that's just a little seed plant in there that I didn't mention yesterday. So to see so many of you guys just committing to yourselves, I think that's honestly the big reward and the big takeaway is just doing it for its own sake to connect with each other, to grow in community, like we were talking about yesterday. But okay, we're 8 minutes in now. It's time for me to get my slide deck sharing. Whoa, yikes, that's not where I want to be. 1 second, y'all. Let me get my. I accidentally started this split view situation. Separate views, bang, get me to my deck, slideshow. That's looking better. Better, 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 better. Okay, sorry, just give me give me one moment. All right. Now we're looking good. 5 day challenge, day 2. Let's go ahead and get started. Boom. Oops. That's not what I wanted. I meant to go to next slide. Let's go next slide. Oops. Hey, Jordan. No, we're good. Okay, I see it. Sorry. My mistake, guys. Capture. Today we are hitting up capture. Yesterday we got our first introduction to the flywheel, the simplified beginner's flywheel, capture, nurture, close. This is the mantra of the 5 day challenge. If you can capture leads, nurture them, and close them into sales, you have a good marketing system. You have a marketing foundation. Um, it enables advertising. It enables ramping up and scale. It is a foundational airtight system that you can use to grow a business. Capture, nurture, close. And today is the capture day. We are on lead gen, on capture. We learned about nurture and close. We will be focused on those in the future days, tomorrow and Thursday. But Today, we're going to be learning and talking about capture, and I'm going to be showing you a couple things. So, a little of this is just going to be orientation and demo, but then we are going to dive straight into building together. So, we can't build everything under the sun in just an hour. The goal of this is not to teach you every single high level feature, it's to teach you about most of the biggest and most important high level features to get your brain working. And guys, this connects to all the resources that we learned about yesterday too, right? Now you have the knowledge base, you have your kickoff call, you have courses on every major topic in the platform. So as I'm talking about these, know that they correlate to fantastic resources to help you learn further. So we're going to go deep on one of them. Like I said yesterday, we're going to learn about six of them, then we're going to build one together. And if one of the other five is really interesting or important seeming to you and your business or your clients or whoever you're serving with high level, then you know where to go now, right? That's kind of the whole magic of this, is that we can't do everything under the sun in just an hour together, but you have all these resources, you have these massive tools at your disposal. So, big go high level capture mechanisms. What types of ways do we capture leads with high level as a community? Different people use different ones, but these are some of the most popular ones and the most effective ones, especially coming into 2026, that are just really helping businesses like you check this box on the capture mechanism. You do not only have to use one. In fact, typically, it's kind of like the more the better is the situation here. You want to be able to get leads easily from all different sources, right? Everywhere on the internet and in person and etc. Usually more leads is better is the way we think about this. First up, organic social media posts. I'm going to show you guys this really fast. Let's tab over um, to a little screen here. Inside of High Level, we have the social media planner in the marketing tab. So I'm just going to show you like where this is, a 30-second overview of it. Hit marketing, social planner. You can integrate all these different types of accounts: Google business page, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, communities, and Blue Sky now. And then you can actually make posts from inside of High Level that go out to one or more of these platforms simultaneously. We can create a new post like this. It's a whole interface for it. We have a whole calendar view where you can plan out all the different posts that are going to go out. This one goes out on Friday, this one goes out next week, whatever. We have organizational tools like tags and categories so that if we have different types of posts, we can schedule them out and make sure that they're spread out in a way that's really organized and reasonable. In that way, we can manage comments and see statistics of how different types of posts are doing. So if we have categories, say I'm a veterinarian and I have some posts about dogs and some posts about cats, whatever, let's say I was doing that. Um, I could see potentially like, hey, all my posts about dogs are doing really, really well, and people don't really seem to care. They don't watch much. The algorithm isn't really picking up my posts about cats, like insights like that. So the obvious question here is, how is this lead gen? I'm not if I make a video on YouTube about a dog or a cat, how am I get capturing leads? Well, obviously, a lot of businesses are really invested in getting more views, getting more eyes on their business. A lot of businesses have social media accounts, and a lot of you are really interested in using social media to generate leads. And something that's really cool about this is that we also it's a whole ecosystem of social media that feeds into the CRM. So we have obviously CRM capabilities in our contacts page, and we'll learn about that more in a second. But imagine a video that says, "Hey, if you like this video, comment dog below, and we'll send you a free coupon for the veterinary clinic," or whatever type of lead magnet or offer we might have to be incentivizing people to be leads for us, to become leads. You comment on, say, Instagram. That comment triggers a conversation with the business. So that business actually reaches out to you via DM on Instagram saying, "Hey, thanks so much, Alyssa, for your comment. What type of dog do you have?" Then you say it's a Rottweiler. "Oh, sweet, a Rottweiler. How old is he or she?" And then and you have this whole conversation. And then eventually they gather your contact information, your name and your phone number and your email address, which is super important. And then next thing you know, you're able to get email follow-up and you get a text message and a phone call from that business, helping you move forward with getting your dog the help that the dog needs at the veterinary's office. I just made that up off the top of my head for the example of a veterinary clinic. A lot of vets using HighLevel, a lot of other industries as well, right? All types of local businesses and digital businesses, et cetera, everything under the sun. But everything I just described can be automated inside of HighLevel. So we'll learn more about workflows tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll learn more about some of these other features. It's kind of like this is a big picture moment where a lot of different features will work together. But this is called social comment automation. The conversation itself actually takes place inside of HighLevel. Sure, for the lead, they're having it inside of Facebook, but the business can integrate the conversation thread itself. So we can head into settings and integrations, which I won't show you right now, and integrate Instagram and Facebook Meta conversations inside of HighLevel. We'll talk about this more with Nurture because Nurture is huge with consolidating multiple different channels. There's all sorts of different channels in which you can talk to leads around the internet, all these different platforms where your potential buyers, your market is hanging out. And rather than force people into one of them or only do our business in one of those channels, only try to sell in one of those channels, we can consolidate all of those channels using HighLevel so that the business stays in one place and has conversations all these different platforms around the internet and beyond in direct channels as well. So all of a sudden, this is the way that obviously businesses invest thousands and thousands of dollars into making content and trying to go viral and trying to be funny and doing TikTok dances, whatever, so that people will look at their business more favorably and maybe click on that link in bio or whatever. Being able to actually measurably tie that activity, tie this or that post to this or that many leads that were generated, conversations that were sparked inside that channel, and then able to eventually transcend that channel and get them into the rest of the sales process is a very important tie-in. And obviously, we are going to learn that conversation about what kind of dog do you have? Oh, it's a Rottweiler. How, how much does it weigh? Like, qualifying questions, that initial lead nurture, whatever, you guessed it, we're going to be able to do that with AI as well. So even the conversation is automated for the business. But it all starts with this top of funnel stuff in the social planner. And so this is a major product area, the social planner that people use to generate leads. Let's continue on here. And I'm going to be really jumping back and forth between my screen and the slideshow. Comments and DMs equals new lead. In the past, this didn't really equate, right? You kind of had to do a lot of posting and then hope that people end up looking you up and going to your website. And that would be the formal capture mechanism. And then you could maybe try to get really fancy and nerdy and techie to try to correlate, well, how many leads did I get that really came from social media? HighLevel makes it really easy. So, this lead came from social media, this lead came from there, and even within platforms, right? The different platforms themselves. So, Ads Manager. This is huge. How many folks want to get better at running paid ads for themselves or a client? HighLevel makes this super easy. We've got another major area of the app called Ad Manager. This is where we can set up and actually run ads from inside of HighLevel on these different platforms. So I can create a campaign here. Right now we have Google, Meta, and LinkedIn. So Meta is Facebook and Instagram. You can do a whole targeting thing set up there. Let's go ahead and do a Facebook ad. We have templates across all these different industries. And this is growing. The template library is growing by the day. So more fantastic templates. And we work with experts in industries to develop and create these templates. So we're very picky about adding templates into the library in terms of trying to use proven content, trying to use stuff that's actually vetted well, not just random creative template stuff. So let's do a restaurant. Why not? All right, we could just preview it. So boom, little ad creative already done. Obviously, we can customize this. Um, but being able to actually run ads from inside of these platforms. Guys, the reason why this is really big, obviously, you could go into the other third-party platforms and set up ads. That's not like, rocket science either per se, although it is pretty complicated and you have these different platforms where you're managing these different ads. You've got Google over here, Facebook over here, LinkedIn over here. And then you've got to figure out how to webhook them into a CRM, which is possible. You can send leads from third parties into HighLevel. That's obviously something we're very good at. But why not just have it all be native? Because leads generated from inside of HighLevel are automatically going to be well tracked, organized, super, with clarity, with different source tracking, etc. And oops, where did I go here? The joys of doing things live. I'm not sure what just happened. I wasn't even looking at my screen. But let's try building it again. It might have just taken I might have needed to refresh the page. It might have been me being impatient. Sorry about that. It also just simplifies the process. So most businesses, especially smaller businesses, if you're not like a mega corporation doing like big 5 figures of ad spend every month type of thing, typically you don't need like all of the bells and whistles. When you go to try to log into Meta, you can watch hours, and I've done it, and I'm still stuck on some parts of it. Hours of YouTube videos of people showing you how to set up ads, and the interface changes a lot, and new updates come out, and like there's like a million different parameters to set up. And the truth is that for most smaller budgets, you don't actually need those things. Most smaller budgets are really gonna need a couple like important areas set up, and then you'll be able to. Okay, there it is. It's in drafts. My bad, guys. I just accidentally doubled it. So let's bring it up. You need a couple things to go really well to have a really good winning ad, and then most of the rest of it is just creative, right? Trying to make a compelling ad. So here we can see the simplified interface from inside of HighLevel makes it so that businesses out here in the real world who don't want to hire a really expensive agency or bring someone 6 figures a year in-house for to be a full-time ads manager, like these big businesses might benefit from those kinds of investments, but most of us here on earth, we just want to put 500 bucks into an ad for our small business, right? So to be able to set this up from inside of HighLevel, have all of the tracking done for you, have all of the benefits like kind of preset for you, and then just being able to focus on what matters, which is like the creative, the design, and then the budget, and then some of the demographic controls and the targeting. We can get more advanced with stuff like conversion API, and there's courses on that as well. So you can take things further if you like, but you don't have to. This is like the launch an ad in 5 minutes hack that small businesses can use, or agencies serving small businesses can use to really scale efforts. And then that way you're able to really replicate winning ads across different clients, because it's super easy to copy and paste from this sub account to that sub account. When you have the agency, you've got all these different clients. If you are helping other businesses, if you're in that agency type of model, this makes it really, really easy to take an ad campaign from one market to the next, from one client to the next. Okay. I got to start picking up a little bit of momentum here because we're already almost halfway through this thing. It's 9:23 for me, and we've got a lot of things to do. So we made it through there. Ads manager, inbound phone calls. I'm just going to talk about this one. Obviously, when an inbound phone call happens, and if you have a receptionist or somebody working for you and the business phone rings, you pick it up, you want to say, try to collect their information, right? Oh, you're interested in my services. You have a question about it. Can we convert you into a lead? A lot of businesses don't even put their phone number on a website or publish it at all these days because they're not very good at answering the phone. A lot of businesses suck at it. I saw a post inside of the 5 Day Challenge group saying that one of the questions they're interested in is learning more about missed call text back. We can absolutely do missed call text back, which is great for when you miss a phone call and then it sends a text to try to pick that lead back up, make sure they don't slip through the cracks, keep them in conversation. We can also do even better with voice AI receptionist. So rather than even sending them to voicemail at all, having a voice AI agent pick up and speak live to that lead. We'll learn more about this on Friday to say, hey, thanks so much for calling. I'm Sarah, the voice, the AI agent for this business, and I'm happy to help. It can do all sorts of cool things we will take a little bit further, deeper look into on Friday, which is the big AI day of the challenge. Web chat widgets. Who has ever been on a website where in the bottom left-hand corner, right-hand corner, one of the corners, there's a chat widget where you can chat with the business? A lot of smaller businesses don't do this because they don't have the ability to man that. It's either some really weak bot or some kind of like preset, like, pre-selected responses that kind of are a little salesy and not super helpful. But now we actually have the ability to do this with AI as well. So let me just show y'all really fast. I'll share this tab instead. Over in Sites, Chat Widget. We have a whole UI for setting up and deploying a chat widget. So obviously this has been done a few times in this demo account. We can see this is a whole UI for a chat widget that by default looks something like this. Pretty nice. We have style, chat, window, and messaging. I'm not going to go through all of this setup. This isn't a deep dive on chat widgets. This is to let you know that it's there and that we have more training on this. And then, yes, of course, when somebody enters in, hey, I've got a question about this, that, or the third, in the old days, or the other guy's chat widget is going to say, great, this business usually responds within a day or so, like, or leave your email and maybe we'll convert you to an email conversation, or we'll reach back out to you event. You get lost, you go off into the abyss when you go to the other guy's chat widget. With a high level chat widget, with your chat widget built on high level, you have a fantastic AI agent that's going to actually answer their question, help them, and convert them as a lead, drive that conversation, convert it into a more sales-oriented conversation if that's where it's meant to go, help leads grant offers or take advantage of offers and promos, collect contact information, get them organized in the pipeline, et cetera. So now you can deploy a chat widget with confidence. And we actually have an ability to make this a voice chat widget as well. So that's pretty dang cool. So that's another way you can generate leads from the website. Let's pop back into the slideshow and keep building momentum. Okay. So here's the tab. The last two here are QR codes and forms and surveys. QR codes, you know what this is, so I'm not going to belabor this per se. But I'm just going to show you where they are really quick inside of HighLevel. Whoops. Let's head up back to this one. This is still inside of Sites, QR codes. So lots of stuff going on in HighLevel. We're not covering all of it under the sun, but just showing you what's up with Capture. If you have any kind of in-person, like a restaurant or any brick and mortar type of space where you have any reason to try to incentivize people to jump on a mailing list or take advantage of some offer free entree with purchase, if you sign up for our mailing list, QR codes work really, really well. And we can just do this so easily with HighLevel. Send people to google.com. And boom. Obviously, there's lots of really cool stuff we can do, like change the whole like layout, how this works, change some color stuff, and we can even put a logo in it. So all that customization, and once we save it, we have this beautiful QR code that we can download, print out, and use for in-person, or put in a slideshow presentation, right? If we're doing a presentation somewhere and we want to give out a free this or that at the end of the presentation, if you want a copy of this deck, scan the QR code. Fantastic way to generate leads at like events or any type of in-person interaction, networking. It's great for that sort of thing. You guys get QR codes. And the last one is forms and surveys. Forms and surveys I saved until the end because it is arguably the most important, right? There's even more, and they're all awesome, but the most basic and universal is form. Every business Pretty much. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong about this, if you think you're the exception, feel free to post it in the group. I'd actually be interested to see. But I will go out on a limb, speak in absolutist terms, in very aggressive terms, and say I believe every business can use a form. Every business's website can use a form to generate leads. So that's the one we're going to be focused on today because it's the most straightforward. And in fact, a lot of these other ways of generating leads like kind of incorporate a form. Like if you're running an ad, they're filling out a form. Like a form is like the most basic unit. It's the atom of the lead gen process. So let's go ahead and get our hands dirty together. I hope your screen is ready. I hope you have a tab open with your HighLevel account with that sub account that we built yesterday. We did this together, right? Let me pop over into my demo account and share that tab with you. So here I am inside of HighLevel, inside of a sub account, and we are going to build together forms. We also have the ability to do like surveys and quizzes, kind of these more complicated versions, but I'm going to show you basic form today. Ready to take instructions, ready to actually do this is the workshop part. This is the you're working alongside me part. This is the part where I'm going to start asking stuff of you. We are not just going to be passive observers watching this webinar like we're watching Netflix. We're in our HighLevel accounts. We're clicking buttons together. Let's get started. Click Sites and then click on Forms and go to Builder. It might look like this. If you already have forms, you might look like a list, but I'm going to go ahead and click Create New. Take a sip of my coffee while this loads. And boom, we're in the user interface for form building. I'm actually going to show you guys as well. Just get out of this really fast. Once you have an actual form build, if it's not your first time, like you'll see a page that looks like this with a list of all of your forms, super straightforward. But when you click add form, we also have a fantastic template library. That's the theme here, guys, is a lot of this stuff has already been done for you. You don't need to like invent the wheel. You're not the first person to try to generate leads for a business, right? And that's a really good thing. Other people have come before us. We are standing on the shoulders of giants, and there's a lot of really proven forms in here that are just save us so much time in trying to make these things look pretty. So we could go browse by category. Let's take a financial one. A tax prep client intake form, generic registration. Next project chat. Let's do that one. That one looks a little interesting. I don't know. First name, last name, email. I definitely want phone in here as well. Nice. Okay. So you saw I was already building. Right? I'm not explaining anything here. We have some standard fields that we can just drag and drop to make sure that people have to fill this out. And then we have some other pieces of info. We can also add our own custom fields in the system. It's called object fields. So let's chat about your next project. This is financial services. Let's say this is like a lender. Um, yeah, like a small business loan type of finance situation. We can go to add custom object field, click add, and now here are all the different types of fields that we can add. There's like single line looks like just this, multi-line is more like a paragraph, text box list, number, phone, monetary amount, drop downs, radios, checkbox, date. Let's do a radio select. And I'm going to do loan range or something like that. Let's do 0 to 10K. Add another option, 10 to 50K. And 50K plus. So you don't have to do this with me. Feel free to if you want experience clicking the buttons. Sometimes it's just like doing the thing, even if it's like mindless. You're just literally recreating what I'm doing. This is just an example. I'm just doing this by way of demonstration, but add some custom field right now. Feel free to. You obviously don't. Oh, and then group. I'm not going to explain this too much in depth. Just change it, keep it in contact for now. So now I have under contact this loan range. I'm going to pop it in here. I'm going to see if it can go underneath. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad then. Oh, interesting. So we're running into, oh, wow. Okay, fine. Obviously, we would want to take this customization a little bit further to make it beautiful, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to keep moving on because you guys are getting the gist of this, right? So we can create whatever kind of form with whatever kind of fields we want. And once it's ready, we can hit save. Each field has a bunch of settings that you can see. I was just scrolling through on the right-hand side. For example, we can make these things required. So I'm going to make this required. I want all their info. Not going to let them fill it out unless they have this info. Okay, phones required. Describe the project required, and the loan range is also required. Okay, bang, bang. We made a form. It's as simple as that. Actually, technically, we made two forms. If we want to go back and just see what a really basic form looks like, this is totally serviceable too. I could do something like add just like a text field here to give it like a title. My awesome form. And let's put it in the, how do I put this in the middle? Boom. Save. All right. Looks fine to me. It's as simple as that. Hopefully you guys have made it that far. We're going to take this further. We've got more to do, but just take a quick breath. Obviously, if you guys were freaked out about actually building stuff together, I just want to like take a second to acknowledge like this is not that hard, right? Anybody who's familiar with computers at all, right? Anybody who is with it in 2026 can jump into HighLevel and can figure this stuff out. It's and if you can't, if you run into hurdles or snags, guess what? There's 24/7 live Zoom support. Get on with one of our team members and say, "Hey, I'm trying to do this and I can't figure it out," and they'll walk you through it, and then you'll be able to move forward. Fantastic, right? So this is not built to be some big barrier to entry, very like difficult, techie, nerdy. You've got to be super analytical and have graduated summa cum laude with an engineering degree from an Ivy League school to be able to use HighLevel to grow a business. Throw that out the window. That's a complete misconception. And any software that operates like that is probably not going to really help you, and even those people. But replace that with I can do this. With this software is built to be accessible to your average small business owner. That is the whole goal here of HighLevel. It's our vibe, it's our culture, it's what we try to do when we're developing these features. It's an explicit part of the way this business has grown, the way this software has developed, is that it is accessible and it is meant for folks like you who are just I say this in the best way because this is me too, so don't take it as a criticism if I call you average. But average people, like just people out there in the world who own businesses, who are trying to feed their families and trying to grow their businesses and go on vacation once a year, right? So that's what we're here to do. We've built a form and now we're going to build some more things, and I'm super excited to do that. Let's see what I've got on my screen here to make sure. So a form's got to live somewhere, right? We've got to put this form on the internet. We do have direct links to this, so we can see, I could preview this and we could see that it's already like live right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. So this is a live web page that just is the form. The form is the web page. This is the most basic version. Oops, I need to share this tab. Sorry. So we're looking at the form out there on the internet. It's on this like previewed URL type of thing. This is the most rudimentary. You could have this up on an iPad in person if you want to like give people a chance to win something if they fill out the form, etc. This is actually really helpful in some use cases. But we can also embed this anywhere we want. So we can take code, do a custom HTML field, put this on a WordPress site, on a Wix site, on a Squarespace site, anywhere on the internet, we can go embed this form and start collecting leads. But the cream of the crop is why not just build it all in high level? So in sites, we have funnels and websites. Yeah, it's crazy. There's a lot that high level is doing right now. Yeah, like the theme of this whole thing is that you don't really need to leave high level. Like if you're wondering if high level can do this or that, the answer is it probably can. And it's pretty mind blowing. So let's go build a funnel to house a form. So head over to funnels and let's click new funnel. We can build from blank, from scratch. We can build using AI, which is pretty dang cool. Or we can build from templates just for the sake of inclusion, because not everybody will have AI employee turned on in their accounts yet. We'll talk about this more on Friday, but let's just build from templates for right now so you can get a sense of the templates. I'm going to stick with financial because that's where I was before. I'm going to look for something. Just going to take a little moment to peruse what kind of funnel do I want to build. This lady looks nice. Let's choose her. So we're going to start from a template. I highly recommend in general starting with templates just because it's a starting place that gets you further than building from scratch. It just, pardon, it saves time, right? So now that we are in the funnel builder, again, it's like a software within a software dedicated to building a funnel. Oops, that's a lot. Okay. Oh, this is a cancellation funnel? Sorry, I don't want that. I don't want a cancellation funnel. That's odd. Uh, I should have took a harder look at it. Just do this one. It's gonna take just a second. We got 19 minutes left today. We are going to build this funnel. We're going to put the form in the funnel. You're going to understand how funnels work. And then we are going to test and see a new contact populate in the CRM. The light bulbs are going to start to go off. And then I'm going to give you guys your homework. So we have this funnel page. You can click around all these different elements. It's just point and click. This is like a Wix or a Squarespace or just a very accessible type of web page designer. And it gets the job done. This is really, really helpful for fast landing pages and even for hosting full websites. So we can see this join the wait list is the action here. I'm going to, let's say, get a free, yeah, such and such. This is where we'd have some kind of offer. You can update this or whatever. When this button is clicked, what's going to happen? Well, I'm clicking it right now, and all it's doing is pulling up the settings. So obviously, we have this area for, get my mic out of the way, button actions, and it says link to open pop-up. Okay, so there's a pop-up. We know what that's like when you land on a news article and then it says there's a little pop-up that's like, oh, subscribe to the news, to the New York Times or whatever it is. We do something like that. We can do that inside of HighLevel. We have this pop-up that looks like this. I'm going to go ahead and sure, it's all waitlist oriented. We can customize this, and I'm going to give you guys time to customize that on your own. But I am going to go ahead and add the form just to focus. Oops, that's not it. Just to focus on the functionality. There it is. Select my form. Let's just add the test form in here. Boom, just like that. If I wanted to change this form, I could edit it from in here. This is going to bring back up the form editor. Let's go ahead and save. So now somebody clicks this button, it's going to pull up the pop-up. They could fill out the form. Now the question is, what's going to happen when they fill out the form? Well, we can use the action from Form Builder. We can define what happens in the form settings or we can just say what happens in the funnel. Let's click go to next step. This is a funnel after all. So when somebody signs up as a lead, we'll take them to a thank you page. That seems pretty reasonable, right? We could send them wherever we want, maybe a calendar page, maybe a page with more information, and maybe a checkout page. Maybe we're trying to sell them something right away, right? You can send them pretty much wherever you want, but I'm just going to do next step for the sake of time here. And I hope you guys are doing this with me, right? You don't have to be taking every single action when I'm doing the custom field and changing the words and such. But in general, we should all have a form and we should all have a funnel that now has that form embedded on a pop up, a button on the page that says, click me and you'll get something, right? And then you click it, it's going to open this pop up where you add this form. And doing this big webinar to a bunch of people, I wish I could hold everybody's hand one-on-one on this, but it's just not the format. So if you get stuck, feel free to watch the replay and take things nice and slow because this is relevant to your homework that I'm going to get to in a second. Um, Feel free to get on with support. Feel free to reach out to us. Feel free to get your hand held. This is why we went over the resources at the beginning. So that way, if you get stuck, it's a great opportunity to build confidence and leaning into utilizing the resources that we have set up for you. So you have a form, it's going to send to the next step. But what is that next step? I'm going to click back. Well, the next step is a thank you page. That makes a lot of sense. We could have whatever kind of steps we want. And obviously, this is just a name for it. Oh, and this looks pretty empty, actually. Let's share this tab. So I'm going to edit the thank you page here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Stay in control of your finances, whatever. This looks fine for me. Obviously, we could click around and change this to whatever we want. Change, change, change. You're off to the races in terms of just simple user interfaces where you can point and click and edit like you're editing a Word document or a Google document or something like that. These are not meant to be complicated. It can get complicated if you're trying to do really fancy things, but most of us are not trying to get too fancy here, right? Get out of your own way. We don't want to think that we have to be doing all this advanced stuff in order to run a business. Simplicity rules in this case. And I'm saying that from experience in my own businesses and coaching other businesses. Like typically the simple thing actually works better. It's not just easier to do, it usually actually works better. So now for my landing page, I'm going to click this preview button. And so this is live on the web already. We generated like a URL for it. If I scroll up here, oh, well, I'm sharing a tab, so you won't be able to see my address bar. But this is already live, and we can see, click, get a free such and such. Boom. Look at that. And we're going to test this now. This is the testing stage. This is the last step of the work we're going to be doing live together. I want you to preview your landing page, and I want you to fill out your own form just as a test lead. So I'm going to go Haplin, test. My phone number is going to be fake here. My email is going to be fake here. Just use fake information. Doesn't matter. And let's give some consent. That's fine. When I click this button, I should land, oh, wow, it's thanking me for joining. So see how this is just pretty logical. You want to make just a congruent, straightforward, simple experience for your lead on your funnel strategy, right? Give them a good reason to give you their contact information, a powerful lead magnet or a free offer. Then they fill out a form to get it. And then they land on this thank you page that would maybe have next steps like, check your email for your coupon or something like that. But just thanking them for joining. This is not rocket science. This is really, really straightforward. If you have made it here, then you're looking pretty good. I'm going to show you one more thing really quick. Let's share this tab. Just to make sure that it worked and just to start to see the bigger picture of HighLevel, head over to contacts. What we should see is now there is a contact in here, right? As you grow, this will become thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of contacts. But for now, we have one. You have your first contact generated. I can click on him, take it to a whole contact page. We're not going to overcomplicate this stuff. There's a lot going on here. It's a bit to get used to. It's okay. It's all really straightforward and it comes with just a little time and patience. I promise you. But we can see this is already looking so good in terms of, wow, I now have a way to capture leads. This is just the first step of the flywheel, and it's just one of the options. Obviously, we could add a chat widget to this. Let's actually go ahead and do that really quick. I know we don't have a lot of time. I'm just going to sprint through this just to show you. Chat widget, boom. Let's build one. Let's just do a live chat. There's all different types of chat widgets you can have based on your strategy. Test chat. And I don't want to go crazy here, but let's just change the kind of color scheme to an orange. Actually, the purple one seems kind of cool. All right. Oh, agency website URL cannot be blank. Where is that? This is funny. I'm about to. There's some reason it won't let me save this because agency website URL. I have to figure out where this setting is. This is crazy. I'm under the gun live in front of hundreds of people. Ah, there it is. Whew. That would have been one that in the real world I might have gotten on with tech support for if I didn't find within like 30 seconds. I would have just gotten on with tech support because I don't know what's going on with that. Anyways, okay, so we have a chat widget. Let's pop over to our funnel. What did I do? Oh, this was the cancellation funnel that I did not like. I'm going to delete you. And in Smart Finance, check this out in settings, chat widget, boom, save. You don't have to have done that with me. If you did, congratulations. I was moving pretty fast there because we are running out of time and I just kind of wanted to show it off. But now watch me preview this. Share this tab instead. We got a chat widget in here. Hey, what's up? Obviously nothing because, oh, actually there's an automated little response. And yeah, so now nothing's going to happen here. I haven't really gone the whole distance in getting this chat widget operational, but look at how easy it was to deploy that. That's super sick. Okay. So that was all for fun. Let's go back here. We have made our form. We have made our funnel. We have embedded that form in that funnel, and we now have a way to share this. We can go out into the world and put this link on out there and have people fill out our form in exchange for a free this or that, and boom, our business is offering something. They have some kind of an offer that's going to get people coming in through the doors or booking phone calls or reaching out to us or otherwise giving us their contact information so that we can follow up with them, aka nurture them into becoming a sale. This is the huge, biggest first step in trying to make more sales and trying to grow a business is to capture leads. We didn't talk about domain setup to make sure you're already hosted on a preview link, and we will be utilizing that preview link for the sake of this challenge homework that we have. Speaking of which, let me pop back into my slideshow because okay, we built one together. I want to get into our homework with our last 7 minutes together. Hopefully you were able to take all those actions with me. I tried to keep things as simple as I could and go relatively slowly to give you, ample time to keep up. If you didn't, if you ran into a wall, if you got a little bit behind and then just kind of fell off and lost momentum and lost me at funnel. I don't even know where that page is. There's all types of ways in which you might have fallen off, and that's okay. That is okay. Some percentage of you are in that boat. It's just the numbers. I have been on webinars where I couldn't keep up with exactly what was going on. That is not your fault. That is just it's a function of the format, right? It's a function of me doing demos to hundreds of people at a time. You have resources. I highly encourage you to take heart, take encouragement, double down, steel yourself, and recommit to getting caught up because That's going to be the biggest difference between the winners and losers in this industry and folks coming out of this challenge is like not everything is going to go your way all the time, but when you do find yourself like falling behind or feeling a little bit discouraged, it's the question of what are you gonna do then? Are you then going to just kinda give up and not show up tomorrow and bail on the challenge and, not stick with high level? And who cares if you stick with high level, but sticking with your business, sticking with this dream that you had of being able to grow it, right? Like, all of these things are on the line, and so if you're that person who's having doubts or questions or you got overwhelmed by the tech for just a second, I just wanna say you're still in the right place and we are still here for you as a community. Your peers are here for you, and you have great opportunities and resources to get caught back up again. So definitely watch the replay. You can watch it at your own speed, pause and go at half speed or whatever. You can also get on with support. You can also look things up in the knowledge base. You can also post in the group if you have a question, and hopefully a peer will be able to answer you. But just get on with support, get connected with us, and otherwise don't let this, little blip on the radar, this little snag in the road be the thing that is your undoing, right? Use it as an opportunity to double down on your commitment and continue moving forward, figure out how you're going to get back up once you've been knocked down. For those of us who have made it across the finish line, who have a funnel with a form in it, here is your homework assignment. And remember, you've got a good reason that I'm not telling you to do your homework assignment. I am incentivizing you. I'm going to be giving you special goodies at the end of this challenge for everybody who does all of their homework assignments. Spend a little bit of time in your funnel, click around, just get your hands dirty, break it up. If it looks like trash, it doesn't matter. We're just having fun. This is like the sandbox, right? Just play in the sand for a little bit. Learn a little bit about how funnels work and how web pages work and your form builder as well. Add another custom field or think about how this would actually work for your business. Get out of la la land for a second and think about, okay, how do I connect the dots to what my actual business needs are? And then post your funnel preview link in the community. Comment on another post. And so I'll talk about that in just a second. But I do just want to show you guys. Let's pop into the share this tab instead. So you should have, if you preview, you'll have a link that is actually live, and you guys can go click on the one that I made as an example in anticipation of the challenge. So this is one that's already up there as an example for you. You can click on this and see another. This one is for hair conditioning that I just made for fun with this beautiful form. I would encourage you guys to go ahead and post it. Just make a post with your link, right? It doesn't have to be a real true live domain. It doesn't have to look good at all. Mine don't really look good, but this is exercises, and these are just excuses for us to, again, connect with one another. Oops, stop my share when I really meant to just share a different tab. And as I am wrapping us up here, share my screen one more time. Whoops. So customize your funnel, then post your funnel preview link in the 5-day challenge. Just the link. Just have the title of the post be day 2 homework. Once you have your funnel, you can do it right now. You can skip the customization if you're lazy, but I encourage you, just do it for yourself, right? Do this to continue, developing a sense of competence and confidence, just clicking buttons inside of the software. That's all this is. And once you're ready, post your funnel preview link in the community, title your post day 2 homework, and then just put the link in there, hit post, make sure it's in the 5-day challenge channel. And then when you do that, then look to see if other people have posted and click on their link. Let's just visit each other's funnels just for fun, just to see what other people built. It's a good reminder that we're doing this all together. There's 100 other people who are also just stumbling their way through their first funnel here, and you're one of them. And it's beautiful that we get to do this together, and then we get to go look at each other's creations. It's like children doing finger art or something, and we get to go show our parents, and it's great. This is a really, really, really fun way for us all to connect to one another. And then comment on a post and identify, especially if you have like some serious thought put into it. Like if you're giving away something for free in a business, we didn't really do a formal offer training, but a very common and effective way to get people to fill out a form is to have an offer, right? So spend a little bit of time thinking about what in your business might be your offer. Like what would you give away in exchange for contact information? A very common one is like in fitness. I used to work in fitness, so this is like tried and true. A free pass to the gym. Get a free pass to the gym if you give us your info, and then that works its way into the sales process. Or free treatment for that conditioner, or free quote or consult, or analysis for like a home buyer's analysis, a neighborhood and a zip code analysis for potential homes in your area for real estate agents, something like that. Feel free to put that offer into your call to action button in your funnel. And then when you're looking at others, comment on another post, see how their offer's working, and or just in general what you're stoked on about their funnel, or just encourage them, say great job with your funnel. Really, it doesn't matter. This is just an excuse for us to connect with one another, remind ourselves that we are all doing this together, and of course get that special prize at the end of the challenge that I am not going to share with you right now. But that really does it for today. Tomorrow's plan, we are going to get into nurturing. Nurturing is following up with leads the right way, and it's what connects advertising, top of funnel marketing activities to actual sales. Lots of companies have sales and marketing departments. None of them have nurturing departments, but we know how to sync them together. It's like what HighLevel does best is the glue, the dots, connecting the dots between top of funnel marketing and advertising and lead gen stuff, and actually getting sales. It's called nurturing, and it's the steroids. It's the rocket fuel that puts marketing departments on just on another plane. So tomorrow we're going to learn the secret sauce that puts both on steroids at the same time. We are at 10 a.m. Pacific. Landed the plane perfectly on time. I know I had to speed up there at the end. We're going to be building even more tomorrow, and we're going to be building on top of what we built today. So these aren't going to be siloed lessons. We're going to be building on top of what we built today. We built a form and funnel today, and now I'm going to take it to the next step using that form and funnel. How do we now follow up with a lead that we generate using it? So you see, like, it's compounding here. We're staying inside of the flywheel. It's one system with three different components or elements to it, but it's all one system. So make sure that by tomorrow you have some kind of a form embedded in some kind of a funnel, like I showed you guys how to do today. You post it in the group and comment on someone else's post. Once you do that, congratulate yourselves, take a breather, and I will see you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. I'm so excited to get into nurture with you. So